NBA 2K27 is here. And with the multiple editions, there were editions where you paid a little bit more money. You were actually able to play it earlier. So people are actually starting to play it now. So what I wanted to do is a special games and movies I grew up with from the 80s and 90s. I wanted to bring up a game that before VC, before My Park, before all the player builds, before the YouTube videos, and before all of that, futuristic NBA gameplay that made it a little bit more complicated, where people just wanted the ball. I wanted to talk about a game that I grew up with, and the game came out in 1986. It was this game. This is Double Dribble. Now, you guys may look at graphics, you may look at 60 frames per second, you may look at 4K gameplay and think that it's amazing, or you may not like it at all. This is what we had in the 80s. You couldn't tell what team it was, you couldn't tell what team you were playing. All you knew is you were playing basketball, and if you were playing against your friends or your siblings, you were talking the most smack during these type of games. This game really only had one type of dunk. It had specific dunks that were actually cutscenes in the middle of the game. So if you were getting dunked on, you had to watch the actual cutscene of you pretty much getting dunked on. Now, there wasn't dunking on, it was just a solo dunk that they did by themselves. Now, you could either make this dunk or you could miss this dunk. The problem is, in the middle of that cutscene, if you missed the dunk, you had to pay attention to the noise, and then you had to react to the cutscene afterward to get the rebound to come back down. This was one of those games where it was so much fun to play and so much fun to just enjoy. It was very simple. It was just basketball, and all you had to do was just try to get the higher score. So a lot of the times when I talk about like different games, and a lot of the times that you see all these people talking about games and graphics, this is what we had. And I played this game, I kid you not, up until the newer systems came out. This was my basketball game. This was the game that pretty much we would have 4 or 5 friends sit around and just play. So before the NCAAs, before the Bulls versus Blazers, before all of those NBA Lives, before the 2Ks, this is the type of game that we played to pretty much have fun and enjoy ourselves. We didn't care about graphics. We didn't care about any of that. This was also a time when being social was an amazing thing. We didn't have the online multiplayer. We didn't have these different type of adaptions where you could just, stay by yourself and play multiple people, play your friends. You called your friends over. They all came over. We all sat around. We had snacks, and we played Double Dribble, basically. And it was a thing where we talked about NBA. We talked about the real NBA. We talked about gameplay and stats and everything else, and we played Double Dribble. This was pretty much it. And then when you lost, you got off the sticks, you passed the controller to the next person, they picked it up and they started playing. These are the things that, when I talk about the 80s and 90s, these are the things that made my childhood amazing. These are the friends that sat down, and they know who they are, but these are the friends who sat down with us, we played this game, and we enjoyed ourselves. So this is just a perspective video to just show you that, it's not always about the graphics. It's not always about the gameplay. It's not always about the stats. It's not always about the DLC. It's not always about the microtransactions. It's just about good gameplay, good vibes, and good friends. This is Gaming Dad 4269. Just wanted to drop a quick 80s and 90s things I grew up with type video, and just have everybody enjoy their day. Just think about this game and think about, the complications of what you're thinking when you think of NBA 2K27 now. If you did pick up NBA 2K27, please leave a comment, like, or share. Let me know what your favorite team is and what edition you picked up. Thank you very much. You guys enjoy the rest of your day.